The confirmed number of coronavirus cases in Los Angeles County comes to 277,445. The confirmed number of deaths reaches 6,709. Here in Torrance, the total number of confirmed cases is 1,485, with total confirmed deaths at 72. We anticipate those numbers to change as the county updates its last 24-hour operating period. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Ben McCain. It's 4 p.m. on Thursday, October 8th. President Donald Trump is crediting an experimental drug treatment for what he calls a speedy recovery from COVID-19. Regeneron's experimental antibody treatment was given to the president when he was admitted to the Walter Reed National Military Medical Center. It's a one-time dose that is administered through an IV. Regeneron's treatment is a cocktail of two powerful antibodies that are believed to boost the immune response to the virus. It's said to help decrease symptoms and inflammation, ultimately lessening the duration of the illness. In a new White House video that was posted last night, President Trump hailed the drug as the key to his recovery. More than 2,000 people are currently enrolled in Regeneron's clinical trials throughout the country. The drug company is testing it for preventing infection as well as to see if it will prevent serious illness or death among those who are already infected with COVID-19. The Food and Drug Administration has not approved it for regular use among COVID-19 patients. The president received the treatment under compassionate use provisions. This is when an experimental medicine is provided on a case-by-case emergency basis while studies continue. The White House medical staff said the president did take other medications as well. California theme parks are likely to remain closed at least a little while longer. California Governor Gavin Newsom said in a press briefing yesterday that he's in no hurry to reopen that sector and said while he understands the concern, science and data will make that determination of when to open. California Health and Human Services Secretary Dr. Mark Galey said while he's unsure when the conversations will wrap up, he said that theme parks remain a high priority for the administration. Theme parks in Los Angeles and Orange counties have been closed for more than 6 months now, and their representatives have been pressuring the governor to let them reopen. Disney Parks Chief Medical Officer Dr. Pamela Heimel said the company absolutely rejects the suggestion that reopening the Disneyland Resort is incompatible with a health-first approach. Last week, Walt Disney Company announced they would need to lay off close to 28,000 employees in its parks division. And just 2 days following that announcement, Disney Executive Chairman Bob Iger abruptly resigned from the governor's COVID-19 Economic Task Force. As theme parks wait for Newsom to issue reopening guidelines, park officials say safety protocols and measures are in place for when the time comes and are in line with guidance from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Theme parks have been closed for more than 6 months now. According to tourism industry officials, California is looking at nearly $80 million in losses in travel-related spending this year alone. A popular music festival will likely get pushed back once more to the uncertainty of the ongoing pandemic. Coachella Music Festival, which was already postponed twice, the first time in October 2020, then April of 2021, looks to be pushed a third time to October 2021. Out of an abundance of caution and safety for its concert goers and artists. Industry insiders say Coachella's sister festival, Stagecoach, which occurs 1 week after the end of Coachella, will also likely get postponed. AEG and Golden Voice, the concert promotion companies who organize the annual festivals, typically draw upwards of 100,000 people from all over the world each weekend for 3 weekends between Coachella and Stagecoach, which traditionally happen in April. According to the Coachella Valley Economic Partnership, the local economy took a big hit with the cancellation of both music festivals this year to the tune of about $700 million. One insider said they would not be surprised if Coachella did not return until 2022 due to the current situation. The U.S. Labor Department released its weekly report showing the number of Americans requesting unemployment benefits fell slightly to 840,000. With the decline in this week's numbers, it could also reflect that some may have used up the 26 weeks of the regular state benefits and have transitioned to the extended benefit program that gives people an additional 3 months. The government said 464,000 people applied for jobless aid last week under a separate program that has made the self-employed, contractors, and gig workers eligible for unemployment benefits for the first time. That's about 45,000 lower than the previous week. Currently, there are 25.5 million people who are receiving some form of financial aid in the week that ended on September 19th. Well, there may be millions of Americans missing out on coronavirus relief payments, and the IRS says they're working to reach out to members of those underserved communities. The head of the Internal Revenue Service says the agency is reaching out to low-income, homeless, military personnel, and veterans, along with those with limited English, to let them know they may be eligible. This initiative is targeting those who don't normally file tax returns. IRS Commissioner Charles Rettig shared this information with the House Oversight Panel. A congressional watchdog found that millions could be missing out on payments of up to $1,200 per person because of incomplete records. The Government Accountability Office says nearly 9 million people who are eligible for the economic impact payments have yet to receive them. The IRS is extending the deadline to register for an economic impact payment until November 21st. You can go to irs.gov for more information. The cruise industry is just a few weeks from its restart date, and various cruise lines announced they've made it safer for travelers once they set sail again. Companies have implemented new health and safety protocols and have submitted them to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, outlining what cruising will look like when it returns. From dining changes and modifications to some companies removing the buffet option altogether, to wearing masks, implementing social distancing in seating, limiting the number of guests in the dining room at any given time, and increasing sanitization efforts, it's likely going to be a different experience from what cruisers may be used to. Additional efforts to prevent the spread of the virus includes a contact-free experience. Passengers will be provided with wristbands to make touch-free purchases of food and beverages. A Torrance-based company made national headlines recently. Physical Optics Corporation was awarded an $84.9 million contract. The company will produce advanced data transfer system components for the Navy, Air Force, and foreign military sales customers. The work will be performed in Torrance and is expected to be complete in 2025. They were also awarded a $31 million contract with Lockheed Martin in mid-September to develop a high-definition and recording systems for their new F-16s. Physical Optics Corporation develops and manufactures avionics solutions for both military and commercial aircraft. The Torrance Police Department is encouraging the community to get active for Walk to School Day, which takes place this week. While children are still learning remotely and are not on school campuses yet, the Torrance Police Department is inviting the community to join neighborhoods throughout California to encouraging children, parents, and community leaders to get active with the simple act of walking. Authorities also shared that this is a great time to share with students how to practice safe walking tips, things to do and not to do as pedestrians, and how to avoid traffic violations. TPD encourages parents to incorporate these safety tips into the walk. Always look left, right, and then left again before crossing the street. And make sure cars can see you and continue to scan for cars when entering the crosswalk. Do not listen to loud music or use a phone when walking. Eyes and ears should be focused on the road. Quiz yourself on traffic rules. Watch for cars entering or backing out of driveways and parking spaces. To learn more, you can go to walkbiketoschool.org. Well, this week marks National Fire Prevention Week, and the City of Torrance is also recognizing this important time to remind the community to stay vigilant and stay safe. In an effort to prevent house fires, everyone is urged to never leave the stove unattended. Avoid wearing loose clothing, which can catch on fire, and have a kid-free zone of at least 3 feet above the stove area where hot food or drinks are prepared. Smoke alarms should also be checked once a month using the test button. Working smoke alarms can cut the risk of dying in a home fire by half. Make sure everyone in your home understands the sound of the smoke alarm and knows how to respond. Heating equipment is also one of the leading causes of home fires during the winter months. Be sure to keep all heaters 3 feet away from anything that could burn. Purchase and use only portable space heaters listed by a qualified testing laboratory, and maintain, clean, and inspect your equipment at least once a year. Then be sure to have a home fire escape plan and be sure to practice it with your family. Draw a map of each level of your home showing all doors and windows. Then make sure someone is designated to help children and older adults, people with disabilities, and pets, and practice using different ways out and closing doors behind you as you leave. Call 911 and never go back to get things you may have forgotten. You can get more information on the National Fire Prevention Association's website at nfpa.org. This year marks the 40th anniversary of Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and in celebration, they are hosting a virtual event on Saturday, October 10th at noon. The event is called Walk Like Mad, and the organization is hoping to bring families across California together to remember loved ones, inspire change, and to commit eliminating drunk driving. In 2018, more than 1,500 people in California were killed due to drunk driving crashes. You can find the event on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Mad California. You can also go to walklikemad.org/SoCal. Well, Halloween will be among the many events this year that will not look like the same as in the past. The county's public health officials highly discourage traditional trick-or-treating through neighborhoods and are encouraging families to celebrate with just members of their household to avoid a spike in cases following the holiday. Well, with the pandemic still ongoing, the city's annual Halloween Carnival has also been canceled, and in its place, the city will host a special drive-in movie at Wilson Park. This will take place on Friday, October 30th, and the film, The Nightmare Before Christmas, will be shown beginning at 7 p.m. Now, to take part, you must pre-register as space will be limited. The fee per car is $20 and all sales are final. The parking lot will open beginning at 6 p.m. and vehicles will be required to park at least 6 feet apart from other parked cars. You must bring your own food and drinks, as there will not be a concession stand. If anyone is experiencing COVID-19 symptoms, they're asked to stay home and isolate. Participants must wear face coverings at all times except while eating or drinking. You can go to torranceca.gov/class to register. Well, the Los Angeles Lakers head into Game 5 of the NBA Finals tomorrow night and will wear their Black Mamba jerseys to honor the late Kobe Bryant. The Lakers currently hold a 3-1 lead over the Miami Heat in the series. They are one win away from their first NBA championship since Bryant's final title in 2010. The Black Mamba jerseys were designed by Bryant himself and was introduced during the 2018 season. As the team approached this year's playoffs, the Lakers made the decision to bring back the popular uniforms. Following a Game 2 win in the NBA Finals, LeBron James was asked about the jerseys, and he said, "It's always special to represent someone that meant so much, not only to the game, but also to the Lakers organization for 20-plus years. For us to honor him being on the floor, this is what it's all about." In the 4 games that the team has worn the jersey, the Lakers have not lost. The NBA Finals tip-off on Friday at 6 p.m. on ABC. Well, as we head into the weekend, be sure to tune in to Weekends in Torrance. New episodes air at 2 p.m. this Saturday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and meet one of the city's environmental quality officers and what her job entails as she helps to keep the city looking beautiful and clean. Then we'll take you inside a new neighborhood coffee shop bringing exotic and delicious coffee beans to Torrance. You'll want to stop by for a few cups of joe. And there's a medical spa offering services to keep the community healthy. Leslie Robbins takes us inside. These stories and much more, be sure to tune in every day this weekend at 2 p.m. You can find us on Spectrum Cable Channel 3, Verizon Fios Channel 31, streaming on our website as well as on YouTube. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share stories from our community, feel-good pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. Congratulations to the Volunteer Center as they were announced as the recipients of the Open Heart Foundation emergency funding. The Volunteer Center was awarded a $5,000 grant to go towards their Food for Kids program. Each week, the Food for Kids program delivers 2,400 meals to local families who need the extra support, especially during this pandemic. What a great program to serve those most vulnerable and most in need. Now, if you have a great story to share, email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Well, that's our update for COVID-19 Today. Be sure to tune in tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday for new episodes of Weekends in Torrance. We'll see you back here on Monday as Leslie Robbins brings you the latest. Be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.